Season of Discovery has been out for 1.5 months and it's massively popular. Blizzard just announced Phase 2 coming out in February 8th, so I decided to make a video about Season of Discovery. I've leveled 2 characters to 25. One of them is best in slot and the other one is almost full best in slot. With insane parses, of course. I also have a level 22 Warlock and I also played the Season of Discovery Hardcore, so I'm ready to tell you what I think. Is Season of Discovery good? First, I want to start off with something that I was looking forward for, the forced faction balance. In my opinion, it's a good change. Of course, there were complaints about it. It's WoW, people always gonna complain. But it's something that had to happen, since the classic era realms were really one-sided always, and for the PvP event itself, or just for World PvP itself, it's a really important change. And if you look at the realm populations, it works. However, it comes with a price of people who join to the game late might won't be able to play with their friends. But as they say,
a soul for a soul.
The leveling in SOD seems surprisingly fresh because of the runes that you get throughout your journey. Me personally, I'm not a big alt guy. I always play one character and that's it. But when I got to the point of only raid logging, I wanted to play more, so I made an alt. But I was like, I won't like doing the same thing again. And that's where I was wrong. Getting a new rune and getting that huge power creep is so satisfying that I enjoyed every single second of making an alt and looking up all the runes that I need. When I started playing WoW, I was a big PvP Andy who didn't even do PvE at all. So when this got announced, it caught me off guard. The PvP event, this is something that I'll talk about more later, but putting something with this much PvP focus into the game genuinely surprised me. Farming the VSG rep throughout the event and through actual VSGs can grant you of course the Ashen Veil mount and pre-raid best in slot items, some are even best in slot. And not just that, you can also get the Surgeon's Cloak if you get rank 3 in PvP, which is best in slot for most classes. So despite not being insanely balanced, making people feel rewarded for doing PvP is something that WoW really needs. Now, imagine if they cared about PvP in retail. The Black Fathom Deeps raid is fun as hell. A bit too easy in my opinion, but still fun as hell. I've cleared the raid at least 15 times and I have to say I had fun on all of them. Is it getting a bit boring at this point? Yeah, sure. But I could just level up a new character and it's gonna be fun again because there's 2 things that makes raiding fun. The loot and pumping the most damage. And if I could get more loot or have a different rotation by having a new character, it would be exciting again. Talking about loot, I'm so surprised how awesome the itemization is, and I really hope it's gonna stay like that because it's one of the main concerns of SOD. It was the ruining the itemization by making it retail-like, which is that the current patch makes every loot irrelevant before. Which is of course gonna happen throughout leveling, because that's just what it is, but what I mean is despite most of the BIS items comes from BFD, which is fair, there are still some items that are BIS outside of BFD, from the original game. Cobrand's Grasp, Leggings of the Fang, or the PvP items, and probably more, but I like to see this. I want Thunder Fury and Atiesh or Drakefang Talisman to stay BIS, because they are so iconic, and it's one of the appeals of Classic in my opinion that all the raids have something relevant even at the last patch. So I hope they don't fuck this up. Now it's time to talk about the bad. Speaking of the raid, there is bad there as well. Why didn't they do anything to the trash? This is the most boring trash in the entire Classic WoW. One of my favorite things about classic raiding is that the trash is actually just as important as the bosses and not brainless AoE spam like in retail, because that's boring as hell and there's no point to have that in the game. I feel like this is literally the same as retail. There are mobs in the way, you gotta kill them and nothing else. Just think about AQ trash seriously. I guess it's BFD, so whatever, but I'm looking forward for what's gonna happen in Nomergon with the dwarves and the mines, you know. Now let's talk about the elephant in the room, the economy. Gold buyers and bots everywhere, literally everywhere. I could ban more bots in an hour than Blizzard did in the last year. You just have to type in /who-rogue level 16 and you see that all of them are in dungeons, pickpocketing, but actually that is not even the worst. There are fly hackers, literal fly hackers. How? I get so mad when I talk about this because Blizzard simply doesn't give a fuck about it. I remember like 10 years ago, me and a friend were playing a private server and we downloaded a fly hack and got banned in 3 minutes. And Blizzard can do that on official realms of the game. But the funny thing is, if you don't care, why address it?
Our next question comes from Sir Thunderpaws on the ClassicWoW subreddit. What are you going to do to address gold inflation, gold buying, and botting?
Yeah,
Why would you even talk about it if you end up doing absolutely nothing? Like, how can a level 25 BOE shoulder sell for 600 gold and not even question it? Recently, there was a video of a basement with like 300 plus bots playing at the same time, and that's just one guy's basement. The problem is that it's not beneficial for Blizzard to fix this, so they just don't care. Sad to see it, to be honest, but it's time to move on. Now this is not that big of a problem, but when Season of Discovery came out, the PvP event was horrible. It was literally just spawn camping the enemy faction's boss, and it was a 20-second event. Now, eventually it got fixed, and you have to kill all the camp leaders now before you can attack the leader, which is good, but took way too long. Now the problem is, despite I think the PvP event now is fun, it's still not really a PvP event, because you just kill bosses, and yes, sometimes you have to wipe the enemy group, but still, it's mainly a PvE event. And I really hope they do something about this in next phase. Like, it would be good if you could loot something from enemy players that you can turn in for reputation or something that rewards you for actually PvPing. And also nerf priests, because penance is the most busted healing in the entire game. By the time I got to finish this video, they actually nerfed it, so that's fine. As a conclusion, I do have to say I'm super happy about SOD, and I'm even surprised how good it is compared to Blizzard's latest releases. And I really hope SOD makes them realize the true potential of Classic WoW. Overall, I have to say that yes, Season of Discovery is good, but I do have many concerns to the future. Mainly, if they keep adding too many runes into SOD, it can create a retail style rotations with too many buttons, which I'm sure the target audience wouldn't like. And the other thing is that they have to keep making it fresh, because that's the main appeal right here. If they pretty much recolor everything, it won't work. What I mean by that is, if they put the same PvP event into Strangleton Rail, it's gonna be boring. If you just farm Arathi Rep instead of VSG Rep, and we just have Nomergon instead of Black Fathom Deeps, it's not gonna last long in my opinion. So hopefully Blizzard doesn't make these mistakes, and hopefully they can ban the bots. But yeah, I love SOD, and I'm super excited for the next phase. So thank you for watching this video, I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to subscribe and like if you did. I'm streaming SOD or SOD Hardcore on twitch.tv/FrostyTTV pretty much every day, so make sure to catch me live. Thank you for watching and peace.